Hello, this is Angela Johnson Ayers here. Thank you for joining me. I do have my podcast, Life Cannot Wait. But you know what? When I was thinking about on the lines of life can't wait and just putting off things, it made me start thinking about marriage and my husband and how much I just appreciate him. And this message is not just for married women, but it's for everyone about how, think about the name of my podcast is Life Cannot Wait. Even though I spell it WEIGHT because I deal with a lot of issues pertaining to weight and things like that. But it's a play on words because it also means life can't wait. As far as what are you putting off? Are you putting off loving your spouse the way you should love your spouse? Throughout the day, I get a lot of different, not a lot, I'm not no Holly Berry, but I get a few compliments here and there from the opposite sex. And, it is flattering. It makes you want to pop your collar a little bit. But the most flattering compliment I get is when my husband, Larry, he just says to me, "You a good looking woman." And that thing just melts me, and it makes me think, oh, he gonna get some cake tonight. But it's just little kind words like that, little things that we can do as mates. And we live in a day and time we're all so busy. We're so busy doing things with the children, focusing on careers. And as Christians, I really believe that's a big plot from the enemy to get us so busy till when it's time to spend, or when we should carve out time to spend with our mates, we're too exhausted. And look, you're talking to someone who is a stay-home mom. My kindergartner, the youngest, just started school, so I know how it is to be exhausted day in and day out, and just be working on fumes by the time it's evening and the kids are in bed and you have to spend quality time with your mate. But I am determined to not let 1 second go by without loving my mate in the way he should be loved. And there's a song out by, I think his name is Major, and the words are so beautiful. And he talks about how I love you because of how you love me. And whenever I hear it, it fills me up, because that's why I married my husband. My husband, the way he loves me unconditionally, it's just beautiful. And so my message to married people is, don't wait. Life cannot wait for you to love your spouse. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. We don't love out of fear. We love because it is the right thing to do, and that's because God is love. And so, and again, it is so easy, especially with having children, especially when they're younger, as women too. We want to make sure those children are okay, but we also have to nurture our relationship with our mates and our spouses. And same for men. It's vitally important that you sow into your wife, and just those sweet words, knowing your mate's love language. For me, I love affirmation, and especially when it is sincere. And I love that my husband, he truly is a sincere, affirming man. Whereas him, one of his love languages, his major one, is touch. You understand? And that just, for me, that's a lot of work, because it's like all day, especially when the children are home, they're always pulling on you, wanting hugs. All my children are very affectionate. They want to be hugged. And then I have the hubby at home, and when he comes in, he wants to be hugged and pulled on me and stuff. And so for a long time, I resented that. I was like, look, dude, it's 8 o'clock. The children are in bed. I just wanted to sit here by myself. I don't want to be bothered. But then the Lord had to put a check in my spirit. He had to check me and say, now, wait a minute. First of all, you prayed, you travailed for years on top of years for a good godly man, for a good man who will love you like Christ loves the church. Now I give him to you, and you telling me that you don't want the very thing that you prayed and interceded for and had others pray for you to have. It's like, what's up with that? And it really convicted me. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have your time, because we really do. We all need our individual times. And mates, you have to be understanding about that as well. But life can't wait. Let's just love as hard as we can, and it's okay. It's so funny how and this is a message I want to tell you singles also. If my husband, let me explain it to you. My husband is older than me, and I'm 46, and he's 14 years older. We've been married 11 and a half years, right? And so he is different from the type of man I thought I would marry. I'm 5'9". I thought I'd marry me a man, he's a baller who's at least 6'3", you know what I'm saying? He's, he's, but so a lot of the things that the qualifications as far as not the important ones either. I'm talking about just the physical type things were different from what I was used to dating. But his heart was so loving. And it just talking to him, it made me a better person. And that hasn't changed. He's been consistent throughout all of our time. Now, have we been a perfect couple? Heck no. Have we had some arguments that will go down in the Guinness Book of craziness? Yes. But at the end of the day, and working through that, I'm thankful. And so I'm just saying to us, to you singles, if you're out there and you're dating someone, or you're meeting people, and the first thing you say is, well, he's not tall enough, or I'm not feeling the kind of job he has, or she's too thick, or her boobs not, I don't know. There are some things that on your list that you do are just non-negotiable, and I can dig that. It's okay. And I'm not telling you to get someone that you're repulsed by and don't have any type of physical attraction to. But you have to be very careful when choosing and dating, you singles, that physical attraction does not override deeper characteristics that are lasting in a relationship. You understand? Because that very breasts that you men, or those thighs and hips that you may be sexually and physically attracted to when you're dating, God forbid she gets breast cancer and she has to get the breast removed. Or what happens when, God forbid, she may get in a car accident. What happens, women, if you're dating a man just for his paycheck and he's a big baller right now making all this money, but then the stock market crashes or something happens and with overnight his money is down to zero? What do you do then? So I'm just saying to you, life can't wait. Love those people who you're with, but particularly if you are married, just love one another. Take the time to build one another up, because it really does make a difference. Words are so powerful. I'm so thankful that I'm a lot of things. I got a lot of issues, and if you listen to my blogs, you'll hear some of them. But I've never been a jealous person. And when I see a person, particularly another female, and if she's beautiful, if she's dressed nice, if she's intelligent, I have no problem throwing a sincere compliment to a person, because words lift people up. They just don't throw compliments just haphazardly because, you just BSing, because things from the heart touch the heart. If you're sincere, people know it. They can feel it. It's almost like a spark. It ignites something. Truth ignites truth. It's like an anointing almost. It's powerful. It's like, woo, and then when someone's just filling you with some fluff. So it's okay to compliment one another. We need to do that. We need to build one another up in a sincere way. So while I'm sitting in my little carpool line today, I was just like, you know what? I wanted to post something about my precious husband, because I appreciate the way he loves me. Truly is what the Word of God says, how husbands, love your wife like Christ loves the church, and give yourself freely. And then also, of course, it tells us women to submit unto our husbands as unto the Lord. And I think back how the enemy will try to play with you. I remember when I was single, another area that the enemy tries to get you in your marriage is for a lot of women, especially as we get older. Look, I'm 46, so hormonally my body has changed. Mentally, I'm just changed. And so there are times where maybe even on the intimate piece, I might not always feel like it. But you ladies, think back to when we were single. It's like, and the enemy was like, yo, you got to get it in. You was on fire, right? You were on fire for it. And now that you're married, and you can do it in anytime, however, whenever, what's that song Janet Jackson had? Anytime, any place, or whatever. Now, sometimes the enemy will try to mess with you, and you won't even want one another. And I've learned in those times where you might feel apprehension about being intimate, that's really when you should be intimate. And intimacy is not always as far as sexual intercourse, but intimacy is just whatever that thing is that you and your mate special share together, just the two of you. So I just wanted to share that, because I appreciate the love that my husband gives me. I appreciate it's made me a better person. And I was in Sears today, and a gentleman had complimented me, and I was like flattered, thank you, and but then it made me think about when my husband says those words to me, and he just says, you a good looking woman. I just love it. So I just want us who are married to just continue to embrace and the very things that God has given us. All right, until next time. Look, you moms, you got to get my book, Laughter Pills for Moms, a 31-day supply. I'm telling you, it's really good and it's funny. And I have a lot of other things in store lining up. I'm in a carpool line. One of the kids hit the window, was like, "Hey, mom." I'm not his mom. I do not know him, but hey. But get my book. Go on my website, www.angelajohnsonayers.com. That's www.angelajohnsonayers.com. And I want to give a shout out to all the moms out there. I want to give a shout out to the mothers in my family. I want to give a shout out to Cynthia Dempsey and to Ladell Johnson, to Amina Johnson, and to Dion Kima Johnson. I want to give a shout out to all of my loved ones, my family and my friends, to Judith and to Jermaine, my good friends, and LaTanya, and those women who are holding it down and doing what you have to do. All right, until next time, y'all be blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.